Hello, this is Pinky with LanParty. Welcome. Today we're going to be playing some Capitalism Lab. This is kind of like a DLC expansion to Capitalism 2. It's a really old game, but the expansion, Capitalism Lab, actually came out not too long ago, which is weird. I would have expected a sequel rather than an expansion, especially considering the age, the visible age of this game. Real quick, one of my biggest issues with this game by far is the lack of settings. Like if I come here on screen mode, this is it. This is pretty much the only setting screen you got. You got full screen mode, windowed mode, and these options right here. That's it. There's no volume control in the game. There's nothing like that. That's incredibly annoying to me. So we're gonna go to new game, and you see you got tutorial here, scenario here, challenge games here, and accomplishments here. I'm just gonna play a custom game. You can see you got a couple different colors you can pick from. I'm gonna go with green. You got a whole bunch of different logos. It doesn't matter which one of these you pick though. And you got a bunch of different portraits, male and female. There you go. You can name your company. You can name your CEO. I'm just gonna leave it as it is right here. Then you got some difficulty ratings: 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna go with custom. I'm gonna set these up myself. I'm gonna show you how to set up the game. So if you come over here to environment, you can see you have a number of cities. You can go from as low as only 1 city to 7 cities. When I'm playing by myself, I usually set it to at least 4, but this time I'm gonna set it to 2. Right here you got your startup capital. I usually either go with very low or low. I'm gonna go with moderate though for this let's play. You got random events. You use some never, seldom, occasional, frequent. Random events in this game, it's not like SimCity. You know, there aren't disastrous events that are gonna level buildings or anything like that. It's more or less like, I don't know, an earthquake happens, you lose this much in sales for the month, or there's a shortage of pants. So if you're selling pants, you know, you can charge a higher price or you'll have more sales, something along those lines. I'm just gonna go with occasional. You can mostly ignore the random events. They don't make that much of an impact in the game. Game starting year, I'm gonna go with 1990. Retail store type. So if you go with 1, you'll be able to open a department store, and that's it. Think of it like a big box Walmart or Sam's. You know, they got everything in one underneath one roof. What Mini does, it opens up specialized stores like computer stores and corner stores, those kind of things, and they give you a bonus to your sales based on, you know, if it's specialized. So if I were in a department store right next to a computer store and the department store sold computers, people are going to go to the computer store before they go to the department store. So that's how that works. We're going with Mini. I'm going to leave the stock market on. I'm going to have it on high economy realism. I don't know if that's accurate, if it's actually realistic, but I just like to think it does, so I'm going to leave it on high. Inflation, I don't know why I set to inverse. I'm leaving it on. Alternative stock sim, I'm gonna leave it on no. If you turn it on yes, that basically allows you to do some very lucrative market manipulation to make a lot of money. I don't know exactly how it works, but I actually like to leave it on no. Inflation strength, we're gonna leave it on normal. Come over here to competitors. You can see you can go from everywhere from 4 competing companies all the way up to 40. So that's a lot of different companies. I'm gonna go with 6 since we're only in 2 cities, maybe 8, 6. I like 6. Competitor startup capital, we're gonna come down here and we're gonna put them on moderate as well. Competitor aggressiveness, we're gonna put them on moderate. Competitor expertise level, I'm gonna come over here and put it on low. It's been a long time since I played, so I might not be that good at this game. It's probably been 6 or 7 months at least. Competitor trade secrets, no. AI friendly merger, I'm gonna leave that on. Competitor competence of local competitors. So like if you it's like when we're in this game and you decide to open up a pants store, you know, and none of the other companies decide to do that, that doesn't mean you got a monopoly on it. The local manufacturers and producers, they will still be making and selling pants, and so you'll have to compete with their quality and their price. You know, so it's not just you versus these 6 competitors up here, it's you versus local competition as well. I'm gonna set that to moderate. Over here to products. You can see here where it says seaports importing consumer goods per city. So there are seaports, and if you don't want to get into the manufacturing side of things, these are going to be invaluable to you. And what these will do, they'll bring resources in for you to use in your retail distribution or your manufacturing process, and it basically allows you to bypass certain parts of the industrial cycle. We're gonna go with 2 for each city. This is industrial, this is consumer. Constant import supply. I'm gonna leave it on yes, but I like to leave the quality on low. So that way it incentivizes you to get onto your own resource production to manufacture better, higher quality resources, which can be used in better, higher quality products. Well, here it goes. I usually don't even mess with this, and I'm not going to this time. So we're gonna hit start. There we go. Right over here, we're gonna hit the pause button real quick. Okay. So this is your map, and this is your mini map up here. You can quickly zoom around the map by holding down the left mouse button and zooming around the mini map up here. You can see we're in Warsaw. If I click this button right here, we'll go to the other city, Zurich, then back to Warsaw. This I right here, that means that that's an industrial seaport. If I click on it, you can see that it's importing glass, silver, plastic, and tires. Over here, this is a consumer seaport. Click on this, you can see that it's importing shoes, gold rings, eyeshadow, and golf clubs. And same with these two over here. Okay, cool. And if I go to Zurich, I'll show you it's importing completely different goods: linen, sugar, CPU, oil. Up here, textiles, citric acid, milk, and paper. Alright, so now we got this situated, we're going to try and figure out what kind of business we want to open. If I come over here and click this, not this one, what is it? Is it this one? It is this one. If I click this pickaxe here, you can see that it's going to show us on this map all these different letters, and those are the natural resources. You can see we got coal, aluminum, iron ore, chemical minerals, gold, oil, silver, silica. And if I click on one, like this silica right here, well, I can't click on it, but if I leave my mouse pointer over it, you'll see in the top left corner, it'll tell us how much is there, the quality of what's there, and the land cost. So you can see we're not going to be getting into resource management anytime soon. $75 million to buy the land. That's before we take it and we process it, and that's only a quality of 56, which is it's probably better than what the seaports could do, but it's not great quality. I'm sure I can find something with higher quality, like right here. Chemical minerals, 87 quality, 150,000 tons, $180 million for the land. Ridiculous. We're not going to be getting involved in much of this at all. One thing we probably could afford to do is, if there were timber, and there is, it's not in Warsaw, it's only here. If I were to come down here, and right there, even this is really expensive. They may have changed, there we go. So here's the timber resource. You can see it's not a lot of timber there, only 93,000. It's medium quality, but that would even that would cost almost every single dollar we have in our cash deposits right now. We can take out loans just to start processing this timber into other goods. And I mean, there's money to be made in furniture, which is pretty much all you can use timber for in this game. But if I come over here to the manufacturer's guide, and I were to, let's see, find furniture, you can see right here, if I say the timber, this will tell you what you can turn timber into. I can turn it into beds, I can turn it into chairs if I use linen and cotton, I can turn it into sofas if I use cotton and leather, I can turn it into tissues, I can turn it into dye stuff with oil, turn it into paper, I can turn it into golf clubs if I use steel, and then beds. So you can't, so you know, timber is really limited in what you can use it for, especially whenever you consider the high cost of all those other natural resources you got to put into it to make it a profitable business. I have done it before, but I think that's what we're going to do in this game. I think what we want to do is, I saw some wheat over here, or was that in the other town? Yeah, that was in Warsaw. I'll go back over here, find the industrial seaport, and you can see we got wheat. So what I think we might do, I think we might open a bakery. Like, I haven't really done that in this game, so I don't know how well I'm going to do at it, but we're going to try, and we're going to see about opening a baked goods company. So if I come over here, we're going to come to the manufacturer's guide. Just real quick so I can find it. Bread, okay. If I click on flour, there we go, wheat. So you see that wheat can be used to make a couple of products: flour, wheat germ oil, and cereal bars. Now I want to see if I can try and avoid any of the natural resource production. One thing you can do right from the start in almost any game is you can start a farm to make natural goods. But I've had some mixed experience with that, and I kind of just want to avoid the manufacturing process altogether, or the mineral production process altogether. So I want to see if I can bypass that, just buy my wheat from the coast, and turn it into flour, and then we can use flour to make bread, cakes. I think I saw some eggs. Don't know about cocoa. That could be some problem for us. I saw sugar for sure in one of these ports. I don't know if I saw cocoa. I really don't know. So we might need to open up a farm just to make cocoa. That would make us cookies. So here are the products that we're gonna farm. We're gonna farm cocoa, strawberries, and wheat. Even though I could just import wheat, if I grow it, it'll reduce the amount of cost on our end to process it, manufacture it. It'll also allow us to improve the quality of our wheat over time, so that our quality wheat will be higher than that of the seaport. We're going to manufacture a wide range of goods. In fact, we may not even sell all the goods that we manufacture directly. We may distribute them to the other companies and have them sell them for us. So real quick, I'm going to come in here and we're going to go to farm. And I'm thinking about opening up a large farm versus a medium farm, just because it would allow us to push out more product, and I do plan on using a lot of wheat. In fact, what might be smart is to open up a large farm and a medium farm, and just use the large farm with 2 lines of wheat and the medium farm for our strawberries and cocoa, which we're going to need a lot less of than we are of the wheat. But we're going to go with one large farm for now. If we decide to change it later, that's fine. And you can see up here, the land cost changes as I move this around. However, what we're going to want ultimately is something that's close to this highly populated area right here, and that's where we can sell the most product at when we open up a store. So we want it as close to that so we can keep our shipping costs as low as possible. See, right here it's 5 million, down here it's 4.7 million. However, I think this is probably a decent place for it. Probably like right here. It's really close to our headquarters and the very populated high density traffic area over there where we can sell more product. And it's also close to the seaport. I actually don't know if this seaport's giving us any of the goods we need, but that's where I'm gonna put it. Alright, so this is our farm. So how do we work the farm? Well, if I click on this, you can see what you have: crop growing, livestock raising, processing, inventory, and sales. We're going to grow cocoa. We're going to then need to inventory cocoa, and then we're going to sell cocoa. And we're going to do the same thing for our other 3 plants. Alright, now we got this set up. Right down here you can see this little training caption underneath this bar. With this, you can manually set your training budget. Now, it's not an actual budget, as in, you don't actually set a dollar amount, but with this does basically equate to how much money you're spending on training. I'm gonna set it to the max because I want these products to increase in quality so we can demand higher prices and drive our competition out. Now, we're not selling any of these goods directly to the market, directly to the population, so this isn't going to be the only training bar that matters. When we go to manufacturing, the training in that manufacturing department is going to matter too, and that's going to affect the quality of our manufacturing department's job with it. And then when it goes to retail, the quality of training in our retail department is going to affect the quality of our goods as well. So we're just going to leave it at regular training, or maxed out training rather. And you see right here, all these employees, these are all novices. Eventually some of them will get blue jumpsuits. Those will be the experts, or journeymen at least. I don't know if it's 3 levels of training they can go through or 2, and they're going to slowly start getting better and better, and that means they'll be able to push out higher quality goods. I don't know if they're actually able to push out more goods, but perhaps that's a thing too. Now if I come over here to cocoa and I do this, you can see that it's not going to start sowing until April, and then it's going to take even longer for it to actually be harvested. So it's going to take a while for us to start getting inventories of all these goods. Wheat doesn't sow until August, so that'll be till the end of the year. Fortunately, we can go off the industrial wheat until we get this going. and strawberry down here, it starts holding in February. So we'll get our strawberries fairly soon. And in fact, once we do harvest our strawberries, we can go and start pumping out some of our products. Because of this, because of how long it's going to take to get some of these goods growing, I'm actually going to hold off on making the factory until a couple months have passed. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. I'm going to fast forward until right there, April. And let's see. You can see that cocoa is starting to grow. You can see that the strawberry is starting to grow too. It's still not ready for harvest yet. I'm going to just fast forward a little bit more. Let's see. Next month, our strawberries will probably be ready, and then we can start opening up our plants. Alright, so now it's July. Not quite. Almost there. Alright, so now it's August. I'm pretty sure our strawberries... Wrong button. Oh yeah, our strawberries have been put in the inventory, and they're in the cells. So we're going to come over here. We're going to decide that this is only for internal sale. What this means is that our competitors cannot buy this product. This product is only meant for us. I'm going to drop the price. And the reason I'm dropping the price is because I like to keep an eye on the profitability of my individual stores versus my farms and my natural resource lines. So the reason I'm dropping this price is so that I can basically increase the profit margin of my other businesses. This business may show me as it's not, like right up here. You can see our profit is down $300,000 because of salary, asset acquisition, all those different things. And this is probably never going to change. It's actually probably going to go down even further. However, when I do my stores, they're going to be getting this at an extremely cheap price, less than what it costs to make it probably, and they're going to have a higher profit margin. And so that's what I like to look at, and it tells me which stores I can open and close. Eventually, once I get all my product lines completely set up and stabilized, I may increase the price of these businesses until this business is showing a flat line right at $0, and that'll allow me to more accurately trace which businesses are actually making a profit and which ones are not. However, for now, this is fine. So we got our strawberries, we got them inventoried, and that's the reason you need an inventory slot. It's because if you don't have an inventory slot, it'll just put what it can fit into the sale spot, and whatever can't fit just disappears. So our cocoa and wheat, our cocoa's almost done, but we can go ahead and start setting up a factory. I don't want to buy land, I want to set up a factory. We can go and set up our first factory. Okay, we're going to make a small factory for now. And we're going to set it up right here, right next to this farm. Alright, so don't even click on that. How does a factory work? Well, we're going to purchase Link. We're going to look at our own companies, and we're going to purchase strawberries. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to do the same thing. Yeah, right here. Purchasing. And we're going to link this to the seaports. And there is wheat somewhere in here. Right here. We're going to put this up with the wheat. And now I'm going to do this and this. And then we're going to need a manufacturing slot. And then we're going to need a sell slot. Right there. It's not as important to have inventory slots on this, because hopefully you'll be manufacturing exactly what the market demands. Hopefully you won't be over manufacturing or under manufacturing. And again, I'm going to turn this all the way up. And so now we're just going to fast forward just a little bit of time. We don't need to fast forward that much. And let's see if it's, yep, you can see now it's making cereal bars. Awesome. So now we can start selling these cereal bars to the open market once they reach the sell spot. Right now, that hasn't done that yet. That's one thing I don't like about this game either, is whenever I set up these processing lines right here, these purchasing lines, it should automatically show up right here, even though I don't have any in the sales department, because the game should be smart enough that it's like, okay, he's trying to make cereal bars. That's another thing I didn't like, is that sometimes you'll have resources being manufactured together that can result in multiple products that outcome of it. And you can't just set it, and if I were to set up this wheat with something else right here, and then put a manufacturing line right here, I wouldn't be able to change what's manufacturing until the products actually hit the manufacturing section. And so I had to fast forward and keep an eye on it until I finally can. Really annoying, especially if I have like 2 products going to manufacturing line, and then it's being manufactured again with a third product coming in right here, and then going down in the sales department, and it can cause you to put a lot of attention just to this single area, and having to constantly fast forward and pause and all that nonsense. Don't like that. Okay, so you can see that we actually have an excess of wheat being purchased, and that's good. We're going to go down here, we're going to manufacturing, because I'm also going to use this same purchasing department to manufacture something else. And this one is going to be inventoried and sold. And then we're going to set up another purchasing department. We're going to link this to the seaports. And we're going to go back to wheat. And we're going to set up another line right here, manufacturing, and we're going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to do this right here. So now you can see we're taking wheat, we're manufacturing by itself, we're putting some of it in inventory and some of it in sales, and this is going to give us flour. And we're going to be using a lot of flour, a lot more flour than we are cereal bars, and that's why I did it this way. So now we're just going to fast forward a little bit, make sure everything's running smoothly. Yep, making flour. Now I want to see these things hit the sales bar. We got flour in inventory, we got flour in sales and cereal in sales. Nice. Okay, let's go back to the factory. This, I'm going to internal sell this. I'm going to reduce the price, excuse me. I'm going to reduce the price down to 27 cents, just over the cost plus freight. There we go. On this one, I'm going to actually not leave this in an internal sell. I'm actually going to allow this to be sold to the open market so my competitors can buy this. And we're going to increase the price up to 70, then you make a profit in the retail. So 65 cents, confirm. And maybe we can sell this and make some money.